As a person who has done multiple performances in front of hundreds of people, both by myself and in a group, I know that feeling when you go out on stage and you just feel extremely nervous. Your palms are sweaty, your hands are shaking, your body is shaking, your face might be flushed, you are just extremely nervous, maybe even having trouble breathing, and that's pretty normal. I even sometimes feel like that now after I've done probably 2 or so dozen performances, but that's completely normal. But I thought that I could come out here and give out some tips about what to do about this and how you can make it easier for yourself. So it's completely normal to feel nervous no matter how many times you performed. You are going to find yourself feeling nervous at some point. It might even be a physical reaction, like you might even feel physically sick. I've been on stage before and felt so weak that I felt like I was going to pass out. And that's completely normal to feel that way. But there's a lot of different things you can do about it. So, things that I personally do that probably work for you. So, one thing I like to do is I like to bring my crystals when I do performances. That's only a recent thing I started doing, but having my crystals there with me makes me feel a little bit more safe. I kind of keep them like good luck charms. But even if you don't have crystals, like you can just choose any random object and say, when I put this object in my pocket, I'm gonna feel safe, I'm gonna feel warm, I'm going to be able to perform. And trust me, it will work. As long as you believe that it will work, that this random object that you've put in your pocket will work, it will work. But you gotta truly believe it. Also, another thing is when you start feeling nervous, I mean, even before you start feeling nervous, when you're like third in line to perform, or when you're up on stage, you're about to perform, you're going to want to start breathing before you start feeling the signature symptoms where you start feeling your heart beating faster and all that. You're going to want to breathe in and out before you perform. And when you feel your heart beating, you're going to just want to continue breathing in and out. It doesn't even have to be noticeable. Like, you might not want to like breathe in and out like when you're singing or something, but you can do it in your nose. Like you go like, and it really does help because when you get more oxygen in your body, your heart has to do less work circulating your blood because the blood is part of how the oxygen travels around your body. So if you breathe in more oxygen, your heart will slow down because it has to do less work. And that will in turn make you feel less nervous. Remember to breathe, because a lot of the time when people feel nervous, they might stop breathing as much, or their breathing might become labored. So make sure that you remember to breathe. Also, another thing is before, like a while before your performance, you're going to want to make sure that you're completely prepared. Practice until you can't get your song wrong, not until, or like whatever you're doing. Practice until you can't get whatever you're going to do wrong. If you can practice at home or away from like whatever group you're doing, like if you're an actor, if you can practice away from the school, musician, you can practice your instrument at home, then do that. Do that when you get free time. Make sure to practice to the point where you can't get it wrong. Make sure to practice to the point where without the music, without your script or whatever, you still know what you're supposed to do. Practice to the point where if you close your eyes, you can still do what you're supposed to do. And also another important thing is your thoughts during the performance. You might have your head filled up with negative thoughts, like I'm gonna make a mistake. If I make a mistake, it's gonna be so embarrassing. Everyone's gonna make fun of me. Instead, you're gonna want to replace those thoughts with more positive thoughts. Replace those thoughts with thoughts like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to be completely perfect. They're going to love my performance, whether you believe it or not. Just say it, because what you say in your head, you'll actually start to believe it if you say it enough times. Another good thing to do is focus your attention on one focal point throughout the whole performance. Like, maybe one person in the crowd, like, it's not the best idea because that one person might get creeped out from you staring at them. But if it's a person you know or something, it probably won't be a problem. But like, choose one object. Like, it could be a flag in the background. It could be the judges. It can be a TV screen. All it has to do is be something in front of you that you can look without moving your eyes up or down or side to side, that you can focus on while looking in the direction you're going to be looking throughout most of the show. And pretend that you're performing only for that person or only for that object, only, that all these other people don't exist. Another thing is that you could pretend these people are something else. Like, pretend these people are all someone you know, or that these people are all dogs, cats, chickens, someone or something that you know won't judge you or anything, and that they'll just enjoy your performance. Another thing is, if you believe in any sort of God or gods, then you should pray to them before your performance. Ask your God or your gods to help you during your performance. And if you still feel nervous during your performance, you can always pray in your head or pray under your breath. That is, if you don't have to use your voice for the performance. Another thing you can do is gestures. Like, for us, we have the sign of the cross when we go like this, and you can do that before your performance. I've seen people do that before, and don't worry, it's like not a big deal. But anyways, I really hope these helped, and if you keep performing, eventually you just won't get nervous anymore. Like, right? I've performed many times in the past, and right now I perform for the band. But like, after the third performance or so, I just found like it just felt like I was performing like how I would during practices or by myself. Like, the first time I got like a really strong effect, like I was feeling it physically, like my hands were just going like this, my whole body was shaking, my heart was beating faster, I was sweating, also because it was hot, and I almost felt like I was gonna pass out. But if you do feel these symptoms, remember that you are not gonna pass out, you're gonna be fine. But I really hope this helps people who have to do performance. And bye.